What's under the hood? Well, you saw some blue tape on the hood. Hopefully one day I'll have the radiator vented out through the hood, and maybe there'll be enough room for a spare tire under the hood. But for now, we've got the fuel tank in the proper position and all mounted on steel. It sure looks a whole lot better than the 2x4s and plywood did. How did we get here from where we started? Well, it took a little bit of work, a little bit of cardboard templating. All right, we've got a plan. I don't know how well the plan's going to work out, but I'm going to work forward off the subframe right in here somewhere. I've got to come forward, and I've got to come up about 3 inches. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but I think I can figure it out. Maybe. I hope. I have figured out that I'm going to have to wake up the engineering department. Get them to fire up their CAD program and do a little CAD work. Once they get it all done in CAD, we'll get them to work it out into steel. Well, the engineering department doesn't do that. The fabrication department does that. And once you get the fabrication department working on a few things, you got to get them to make a little bit of clearance for that center line on the steering rack. Even though it's not going to be power steering, I still left the lines on it so the rack could just circulate fluid through it. And if I ever decide I need power steering, I could always hook up a few lines and go back to having power steering. Looks good so far. Well, I think it does anyway. Couple of quick cuts, couple of tack welds, and a few seconds later we have this. Not bad for an amateur. Once everything gets done, the tank will sit in there something like this. The straps that are holding the fuel tank down are just stock Toyota Celica straps. They serve the purpose well with some minor modifications. Now for some real fun. We need a way to protect this fuel cell. Being in the front of the car, it's going to be the third thing to show up at the scene of the accident. I mean, we don't plan on getting in any accidents. But after the front bumper and the radiator, the fuel cell is going to be right there. So let's see if we can keep it from getting flattened. Alrighty then. Well, I've kind of hung some of this tubing in here so that anybody that's watching can get an idea of what my plan is for a cage kind of to help protect the fuel cell in the front. And hopefully the longer I look at it, I'll get some idea of what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to use the old motor mounts as attach points. I'll cut them off and build brackets to get this tube attached to the old motor mounts. And I'm not sure if I'll use this motor mount or not. It pretty well does what I need it to do, but I may change to just building a complete new bracket. The bottom of this will have a tube connecting the two sides of it, and then I will probably skin it over with sheet metal under through the fuel cell, at least up to right about in here. It's a little bit hard to see from this angle, but you can kind of tell that that tube is higher than the top of the tank by just a little bit. That will help anything that comes in from the front crushing the hood down into the fuel cell. I'm not really that worried about it, but I'm just going to try to do the best I can to protect it. Another thing, these down here in the bottom, this is going to be bolted on. I'm going to have to make some kind of an attach point that bolts these together so I can unbolt it from down there so that when I unbolt it from up here, the whole thing can be pulled out. Here's a view looking at it from underneath the car. This tube will probably end up being just a little bit lower because it'll probably come in just above this bolt here. But that should protect it fairly well. Anyway, that's the general idea of it. Let's see how close to my actual plan it ends up being once I get it done. One other thing, these two pieces of tubing right here seem to be cut kind of long. Well, actually they're leftover from another job, scrap from another job. I cut them too short for the race car I was working on, so yeah, we're going to repurpose those. Well, turns out I didn't like that. And I don't know if this one's going to be strong enough, unless of course I use duct tape to hold it together. Well, there we have it. I guess it took a little bit more than duct tape to make it strong enough. Pressing on. Well, I've gotten to this point. I've gotten both of my brackets built that convert my motor mount points to a safety bar to go across in front of the fuel cell. I'm going to run 2 tubes down around the outside edges, one this side, one will be on this side. I'm going to add a tube across the bottom, right about in here, from side to side of these 2 tubes that are going to be bent right there. What I'm going to work on now is getting this tube cut to length and building my bolt-on brackets to bolt this tube to the cross member right here. The reason I have to bolt it on is because if I ever need to take that cross member out, if I just shape and weld that tube to that cross member, I'm not going to be able to get the cross member out very easily without wiggling it all over, turning and twisting and trying to get these down past to get the cross member out. So bolting it onto this is going to make it simpler in the long run. Now I just got to start cutting some cardboard templates, figure out how I'm going to do it. This could take a little bit, but it can be done. Now we'll just skip over to CAD step. You'll notice that this bracket is facing towards the inside of the car. They ended up being swapped left to right to get them to face to the outside so I can get the tubes a little further apart. I just like the way it looked a little bit better. You can see we still need some work on getting them to fit properly. The angles are not quite right at this point, but we're getting there. I welded nuts in the end of the tubing so I'd have a bolt-on bracket. I'll put a link in the video description where I have a video that shows how I built the tool that I use to make these easier to put in to keep them square while you're welding them in. All right, now let's see how far out of square this piece is. They're just tacked in a couple spots because I'm thinking I may have to do some adjusting to get the tube to meet the cross tube at the top here correctly. Whoop. Yep, that one's angled forwards just like the other one is. Angled forwards just a little bit, just like the one over on this side is. So both of those will have to have a little bit trimmed off the back edge so that they can stand a little square. I could probably install it this way by putting those bolts in first, putting the other bolts in, torquing it down, but what I want to end up with is something that doesn't have a whole lot of tension on it just while it's sitting there. So a little bit of adjustment on those, and I think that'll be close enough to perfect. So what a guy could do with this is put a straight tube across there, something like that. All you have to do is notch it, simple. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some extra time, way too much extra time, and make a curved tube so that I have more space between the tube and the tank mount, and I just think it looks better. With everything tacked together, it's time to start getting stuff out of the way so that I can drop the cross member, clean it all up, and do all the finish welds on it. And if we drop down around this way, we can get a better look at, you know, my old friend, the found on the side of the road motorcycle jack. And there was probably more than a few people said, why is he wasting all that time fixing that? And I kind of thought the same thing, but it's going to work great for this. Everything's pretty much loose to take the cross member down. I've got the 2 main cross member bolts to pull out yet, and the 1 bolt that holds the steering column to the steering shaft on the rack. I've already got it loose. And these 2 bolts right here, and the whole thing should fall right down. Just pull some bolts and drop it out. And I took a moment to run a bungee cord through the steering wheel to keep it from spinning. All right, and now the moment of truth. We're going to find out if it falls off the jack. All right, I believe that's everything. Yeah. All right, you're coming out. You know you want to cooperate. Quit complaining. This is for your own good. We're clear. All right, clear of the lift. And she's out. All right, I've got it out, so now what I need to do is get the pressure washer, clean it all up, and I got a whole lot of welding to do on it. This brace is temporary. That's just to hold it until I get a main brace put in here, probably another brace made out of this 1.5" square tubing. So the next time you see this thing, it'll have more substantial bracing, should be able to hold up a fuel tank, and it should be a whole lot prettier. Well, I don't know about prettier. It'll be cleaner. Well, while I have everything out up here, it's going to be a good time to go ahead and cut off this old battery mount. I don't need it, and it's going to be pointed straight at the side of the fuel cell. I really don't know who ordered the rubber protecting strip to go underneath the fuel tanks, but they ordered 2" wide to go on top of a piece of 1.5" square tubing. Somebody needs a talking to. But it's as simple as clamping it down, measuring it, dragging a razor blade along the edge of it. Nothing to it. Sort of. And the best part of it is, I end up with a piece of 1/2" wide strip for whatever I want to use it for. Trimming the ends of these just a little bit on the inside edge, or whether I guess this would be the outside edge, so that when they go on to the strap that holds the tank down, they go down low enough to protect the strap all the way to the bottom edge. Cleaned, welded, painted, ready for assembly and installation. Woohoo! We're getting close now. I have to tell you, this is another one of those jobs that I was not looking forward to doing. But I'm very happy that it's done, and I like how it turned out. And then you get all that done, You leave the car parked in a bad neighborhood, they don't steal your wheels, they steal your engine. You keep taking stuff apart all the time, you're never going to finish this thing. Alright, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and as always, thanks for watching.